Breaking news out of the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. I'm reading a report from Senator Jerry Moran. He has learned that a plane inbound from Kansas was involved in a crash, he's saying, at DCA, which is the airport. We're being told that it was in the Potomac River, which is, of course, flowing under and around Reagan National Airport. The airport is shut down for obvious reasons. They've already given a time that it's going to reopen. So we're waiting for Leland. Leland Vittert lives across from where this is. He's getting his Zoom set up or whatever we're going to get him on, his cell phone or whatever. And he has some video of the situation and some understanding of what's happening because he has eyes on it. As soon as he's ready, I'll get him. Right now, I have Shawn Pruchnicki from the Center for Aviation Studies at Ohio State. Thank you very much. It makes sense that they would shut down the airport, of course. It's a little unusual that they would say when it's going to reopen. Is that any kind of indication of what they think this is that they're dealing with?
No, it's really not, other than possibly that it doesn't specifically deal with the airport itself, but this is standard protocol that when it's this close to an airport, they're going to just preemptively shut the airport down, ensure that it didn't have anything specifically to do with the airport. They're just going to ensure that. And then once they're convinced of that, then they're going to go ahead and reopen the airport. Just because this is such a busy airspace and such a busy airport, they're not going to enclose, they're not going to close it down all night.
No, I'm with you. I'm just saying they would close it down all night if they thought it was a terror threat or they thought somebody shot it down. Then they'd be in a very different situation. That's my point, Shawn.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a completely different situation if they thought of something like that. So those are the types of things, Chris, that they're going to sort out over the next couple hours. They need to start getting an understanding on what possibly happened. They're going to talk to controllers. They're going to start to get a grasp, understand which way they're going to start going. And once they rule out those much larger, more dangerous situations, once they can start to feel that that's not the case, they're going to feel more comfortable opening the airport at that point.
Gotcha. Stay with me. Let me bring in Leland Vittert, obviously my fellow anchor here at NewsNation. He lives within eyeshot of this, and he can tell us what he's seeing and what he's understood has happened to this point. Leland, what do you have for us?
So, Chris, over the past hour or so, we have seen an incomprehensible amount of emergency vehicles, fireboats, helicopters head to the south end of Reagan Airport. For anybody who's flown in to Reagan, the runway runs parallel to the Potomac River. So there's, I would estimate, 60 or 70 ambulances. And I'm still watching from my balcony the streaks of red lights of ambulances, police cars, rescue crews. And then I can see helicopters hovering over the south end of the airport. So I've lived here now for over a year. Obviously, there's a lot of things that happen at the airport. There has never been, to my knowledge, any kind of situation like what we're witnessing here. And I know that your guest has just talked about, it was all of a sudden very clear. You can watch all night, the flights come and go.
Right.
Everything stopped. I don't know where you are in your coverage, but there seems to be enough information out there that there was some serious incident that occurred. There was
so what we're hearing, Leland, is what we're hearing is initially the initial report was it was a small plane. Based on what you're saying and how the reporting has changed, it seems like that was wrong and that it was likely a regional jet. Which is not like some small two-seater, obviously, which would make sense if it was heading into DCA to begin with. It wouldn't be a small private plane like that. And there could also be a helicopter involved.
Yeah, there was a collision of what appears to be is there's a collision of some type in an aircraft or multiple aircraft down in the Potomac River. Based on the amount of ambulances, you cannot. There's a big black hole. Based on the amount of ambulances and emergency personnel, if it was a helicopter and a plane that landed safely, a commercial airliner that landed safely, they wouldn't need this many ambulances. So the amount of staging of rescue personnel makes you think, and obviously we're in the very beginnings of this,
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.